Tapi nggak tampil ya. Rupanya udah connect. Tes audio. Tes audio. Tes tes. Rupanya udah connect. Tes audio. Tes audio. Tes tes. Rupanya udah connect. Tes audio. Tes audio. Tes tes. Rupanya udah connect. Tes audio. Tes audio. Tes tes. Tes. Warga Bekasi harus tahu nih, ada warkop enak spesial mie Bangladesh asli Medan. Yang baru grand opening di
How about a quick tour of the facilities to refresh your memory? Let's start with your living quarters. Follow me.
Brave citizens of New Los Angeles, today, this is your Director General, Maurice Chausson. Today, I once again come to you with news I am truly delighted to share. Yesterday, we repatriated 10 more White Whale crew members. These fellow pioneers will rejoin our ranks as citizens of NLA, bringing with them skills and know-how that will bolster our ability to survive and indeed flourish here in our new home.
Di Twitch ada ya Xenoblade Chronicle X. Tapi kenapa di TikTok nggak ada ya?
This, of course, is only the latest success in our continuing efforts.
Director General? Since when?
For the rescue and recovery of
2 days
all
ago,
our
ma'am.
brothers and sisters. I stand here truly humbled and grateful.
From political aide to Director General in just a few weeks. At this rate, he'll be Emperor by next month.
And a better tomorrow.
Irina? Gwyn?
Nice work out there, ma'am.
Right. Introductions. Irina Akulov, Gwyn Evans.
This one of the survivors, Colonel?
The survivor. I only found a single pod intact at Starfall Basin.
Wait, what? What happened to 10 more crew members?
Come on, seriously? Chausson was never one to let the truth get in the way of a good speech. Still, every last survivor counts. You can call me Irina. I'm with the Interceptors.
Me too. Same division. You can call me Mr. Evans. Or just Gwyn.
The three of us were in the Coalition forces together. Specifically, the Special Operations Heavy Armor Training Unit, aka the Skeleton Crew. I was a colonel and Irina a lieutenant. Gwyn was a more recent recruit. Of course, I keep telling them we don't need those old ranks anymore now that we're here.
You're still Colonel to me, ma'am. No reorg will ever change that. And that's not about chain of command either. It's about respect. You've earned it.
And the award for best ass kiss goes to...
Well, I'd remind you both the ma'ams aren't necessary if I thought you'd listen.
All right, ma'am. We should be getting back to work. Until next time, Colonel.
Right. We should be going too. The administrative district isn't far. That's where you'll be calling home. For now, anyway.
Whew.
Ini keren. Gue gak sabar pengen naikin robotnya deh. Gambarnya lebih bagus sih dibanding yang versi Wii U-nya ya. Jadi lebih anime. Ya para wibu-wibu pasti suka.
Damn it!
Look, I know what
Game-nya nggak ada
exhaust smells like.
musiknya
And it
apa
was
ya?
exhaust in the cockpit. Just check the ductwork, would ya?
Oh, I'm checking. I just seriously doubt. Hey, look at that. The intake exhaust bypass is reversed. Oh man, it's a good thing I caught that.
You caught that? You're the one who cleared me to fly.
Everything okay? It's not like you to flub a flight check, Lynn. Good thing you had a rugged pilot like Doug at the controls.
Oh, hey Elma. How'd it go out there? And would this be one of the you-know-who's? Cool. I'm Lynn Lee Koo, mechanic and top all-around fix-it gal for Blade.
She's 13, and I know, she looks young, and she is young, but trust me, she's one of our top talents.
Most of the time, that is. Most of the time.
Anyway, you guys heading back to the barracks?
Yeah, why do you ask?
As long as you're here, why don't I take you on the transport? It's a great way to see the city. I'll give you the grand tour.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right, Doug, I think that'll be all for today. You can clean up here and dock the Skell.
What?
Lebih
Don't mind the
cahayaannya lebih
exhaust.
bagus
I'll
ya
take care of
dibanding
it tomorrow.
Xenoblade
Don't mind
3
it.
lah yang terakhir paling
Wait,
dekat.
why am I cleaning up your mess in the first place? Lynn! Lynn!
sini. Set as controller karakter. Wah, kenapa nggak ada guideline nih begitu? Agak susah lihat mapnya. Oke, cara di press R kan atas, R atas. Wih, pakai drone. Lihat kotanya, bagus banget kotanya.
Not bad, huh? You can see everything from up here.
It beats walking, that's for sure.
The best way to see NLA. I never get tired of
NLA,
this view.
kota di
It's like a different
Xenoblade
city every
Chronicles
time.
X ya.
It's certainly come a long way in the last few weeks. There's still so much to be done.
One day at a time.
Gue berharap banget Xenogears dibikin kayak
Speaking
gini
of which,
sih.
we don't really have time for a
Biar
full pleasure cruise here.
apa ya?
Why
Ikutin
don't you
era
give us
zaman
the
sekarang
express
gitu.
tour, Lynn? Just the
Sayang banget
highlights.
Xenogears
Okay,
dari
you got it.
IP yang terlupakan ya.
New LA is divided into 4 districts. We departed from the
Ya
industrial district.
Monolith
where Doug and I
pisah
were
dari
conducting the
Square
flood test.
Enix.
It has food production, skill development.
Sekarang
You know,
Monolith
industries
udah di
and
tangan Nintendo ya. Jadi kalau Xenogears
also where the West
misalnya
Gate is located,
dibikin
remember?
remake-nya, wah,
Expect to pass
gue
through
takutnya
there fairly
eksklusif
often.
cuma Nintendo doang sih.
The only other gate out of the city is in the administrative district. I'm skipping ahead.
Next is the commercial district. Restaurants, galleries, cafes, clothing, groceries, you name it. It's a veritable shopping paradise.
The CD is the closest thing to a downtown we've got. It can actually get pretty crowded sometimes.
Well, by NLA standards anyway. Day or night, the best and only bargains on the planet. To your right, the residential district. Housing, housing, and more housing. Well, plus a nice park and the cathedral.
If you're ever looking for quiet time alone, or want to relax and unwind with a good book, that's the spot.
Right? The park is my favorite place to just zone out and chill. And last but not least, our destination, the administrative district, the nerve center at the heart of NLA. Note the distinct dual-level structure here. The upper level holds our administrative tower, home to Blade HQ and the government. Not to mention Armory Alley as well as the barracks where we live. The lower level there is a hangar complex for Skell maintenance and repairs. And this concludes our tour. We will be landing shortly.
Thanks, Lynn. We'll save the rest of orientation for once we're back at the barracks.
Enjoy your stay in the administrative district, and thank you for flying Lindley Airlines.
Right. Let's get you over to the barracks. Then I should file my report. They'll be eager to hear the details on how I found you, I'm sure.
Well then, we better not keep them waiting. The barracks are pretty close, actually. They're set up just behind the giant blade tower here.
Wow.
That road there wraps around the left side and leads right to it.
We'll pass through Armory Alley, but let's not get sidetracked, okay? We can check it out later. Strength comes from experience. That's true on any planet.
Wah, gua agak lupa lagi jalannya kemana. Bisa. Masuknya kemana ini?
Ya,
Oh, di belakang. Gue kira masuk pintu depan tadi. Nah, itu pasti ada gambar kamera tuker balik ya. Berarti bener-bener bawaan Wii U masih ada ya. Aturan ikon kamera puter
Consider
balik
yourself
tadi
our
kan
guest
perpindahan
until we
dari
finish getting you
Wii
registered.
U controller
Feel free
ke
to come and go as you
TV
please.
ya. Tapi itu masih ada ikonnya.
I think I can answer that one.
Jadi sisa-sisa dari
you must be
Nintendo
the latest
Wii U
rescue.
masih ada di sini ya.
Secretary Nagi!
Miss Koo, chipper as always, I see.
What can I say? Pep is my middle
Cantik
name.
banget. Wibu banget
I ran
kayaknya.
into Doug Barrett on the way here, and he didn't seem quite so upbeat. Anything about today's flight I should know?
No, nothing to worry about.
Good. Be sure it stays that way. More importantly, Elma, you found another one. Excellent work out there.
Just doing my job, Mr. Secretary.
Now, as for officially registering our new citizen here,
Why don't we talk inside? There's a lot of ground to cover. It could take some time.
ah yes, of course. Forgive me. You must be weary from the stasis and your journey back to us. Please, after you.
I'll put on some tea.
Wih, cakep kantornya.
Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Kentaro Nagi. You may remember me as Captain of the White Whale, but now I serve as Secretary of Defense here for New LA. The provisional government has charged me with keeping the peace, so all military and police matters fall under my jurisdiction.
He's also my superior officer. And he'd be an excellent person to talk to when you're ready to start looking for work.
What about a job right here with Blade? She seems capable.
Let's give it a little more time. At least until she knows enough to be able to make an informed decision. She seems to be suffering from some form of memory loss.
Memory loss? From the stasis?
She could barely remember her name, and nothing at all about what happened to Earth or the White Whale.
I see. Though, come to think of it, the entire lot of us have only been on this planet for what, 2 months? It shouldn't take very long to get caught up.
My thoughts exactly.
Well then, where should we begin?
Kenapa karakter
Blade is
utamanya
an
nggak ada
acronym.
VO ya?
Builders of a legacy after the destruction of Earth.
Kalau karakter
Quite fitting,
utamanya
I
ada
think.
VO sih enak.
It's a
Cuman
relatively
sayangnya,
new organization. Up
Sebenarnya
there
cuma-
in space, we had plenty of provisions, and a crew trained to handle the limited amount of situations we might encounter in our travels. But of course, all that changed after we lost most of our ship and came crashing down here on Mira. We needed food, water, search and rescue teams, surveyors, police. The list goes on and on. It was too much for the provisional government to manage on its own, so Blade was born. The idea was to have one central organization with different disciplines to fill these various roles. Its core was pulled from the Coalition military, so it's mostly former soldiers. But fighting isn't our most important duty. Right now, we have a single top priority that supersedes all others. The search for and recovery of the Lifehold.
Take a look at this. The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a structure called the Lifehold. This is a complete schematic of that facility. Only essential personnel were conscious and active for the journey from Earth. The flight crew, maintenance engineers. And of course, some military so we could defend ourselves if necessary. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. Are in the Lifehold. With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. But there's a problem. We now know the Lifehold broke apart along with the rest of the ship when we came down on Mira. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know. Blade's top priority now is locating the missing units.
It started at the end, 2 years ago. The end of Earth. The casualty of a battle between two hyper-advanced alien civilizations. Their technology and weapons were
Ini
beyond our
mirip kayak
comprehension. We were like
Xenoblade yang
infants,
pertama ya.
naked,
Keluar di
powerless.
luar planet begini.
The Earth was reduced to ash and blown away.
I still wonder if I hadn't been there. If maybe all of this could have somehow been avoided.
No one can know that, Elma. What we do know is without you, there'd have been no Project Exodus, and no escape for any of us. Did it go perfectly? No. But we are here, and we are alive. We survived. So yes, Project Exodus. Once we learned the Earth might be threatened, we needed a plan to preserve all her various life forms. That plan was the Earth Life Colonization Project, otherwise known as Project Exodus.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space. 2 hard years. But we clung to our mission. Find a habitable planet and settle there. We had no idea how long it would take. Or that the decision would eventually be made for us.
Kapan ya manusia bisa
xenoforms found
koloni
us
ke
again,
luar
and,
angkasa kayak
well, it
begini ya?
wasn't a happy
Kayaknya
reunion.
seru ya.
Earth wasn't enough. They wanted humanity destroyed. For better and for worse, we were close to planet Mira when we lost control of the White Whale. Inertia and gravity took it from there.
The ship had
Jadi
taken way too much
planet
damage to survive
pesawat
entering the
koloninya itu
atmosphere
jatuh
intact.
ke planet yang namanya planet Mira ya.
We had no
Akhirnya
choice.
bikin jadi
We channeled all the
New
power we
Los
had left to
Angeles.
soft land the habitat.
Gokil sih ceritanya gokil.
Once the dust cleared, we set to work transforming it into its current state. Searching for survivors, establishing Blade, installing the provisional government. Basically, making it a sustainable city.
Mau nanya apa lagi? Question.
Ah, yes. All citizens of NLA are required to register their name, age, and occupation. We also ask you report any personal assets and take a short survey regarding your current state of health. All purely as a precaution. I'm sure you understand. As the caretakers of humanity's survival, we all have certain responsibilities.
And hey, it's not all bad. Registering gets you access to all kinds of public services.
In any case, I'm sure this is all a lot to digest. You'll be wanting some time. Ms. Koo, even I'm tired of hearing myself speak. Why don't you take our guest out for some air? Perhaps a tour of the administrative district.
Yes, sir. Come on, we'll keep this briefing brief.
You know, it's not every day we're authorized to let a civilian tour the administrative district.
Yeah, Nagi must really, really want her to join Blade.
The AD is a bit different from the other districts. It's got everything a Blade would need, all in one place, without any extra fluff.
Get
keren,
a
keren.
load of that scale. Even the way that they walk is so cool. Oh yeah, work it, baby. Now this girl gets it. Aren't they just the coolest? Just everything about them. The lasers, the force fields, the bipedal and vehicular transformations. You ever have that dream where you're inside one and it's just transforming over and over and over? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Actually, I don't normally show this to people, but I've been working on some Skell fanfiction. Hold on, I'll just pull it up here 1 sec.
Lynn?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Originally, scales were developed as a defensive measure to counter potential alien threats. It wasn't enough to save Earth, though. We were outnumbered and outgunned. Still, just look around you. New LA has gone from basically nothing to this in just 2 short months. We could never have come so far, so fast, without scale
Cara
technology.
nambahin kamera gimana ya?
I'd love to get you into one to see for yourself, but it's not that simple.
Well, yeah, duh. For one thing, only Blades are allowed to pilot Skells. And even then, you need a license.
These aren't toys we're talking about. They're complex machines with powerful weapons. And they're a precious resource. We only have so many of them to go around. So yes, as you might imagine, the certification process is a fairly rigorous one.
I'm sure you're thinking, where do I sign up for the test? But it's not that simple. They choose you, not the other way around. You can't just walk in the front door and volunteer.
There is some criteria. The details are largely hidden, but basically, HQ only allows the cream of the crop to take the test. Blades who go above and beyond in their duties, and for the people of New LA in general.
So what do you say? If you become a Blade and work hard, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before they tap you on the shoulder.
Speaking of work, that reminds me. Why don't we check out the mission control board first? That's where we take on our assignments.
Good call. Let's head on over.
Gimana cara biar supaya kelihatan mukanya doang kali? Salah. Nggak bisa, kalau dikecilin kecil semua ya. Apa gua harus beli webcam kali? Kalau gua turunin ke bawah gini, nggak kelihatan game preview.
So this is mission control. We don't have a dispatch system yet, so Blades usually choose their own assignments. Everyone comes here and selects from the missions available on the board.
And it's not just official Blade tasks. Anyone with a request is free to post here. Businesses, citizens, whoever.
Yeah, it's basically how anything gets done in New LA, so the board is constantly updating. Just about every Blade will stop by here at some point in their shift.
It's like our second home. You'll always find a number of Blades around here, blowing off steam or browsing mission control for their next assignment.
Whenever I get freed up, I'll stop here first thing to check for any missions I might be suited for.
Likewise. And if the assignment seems too tough to handle solo, that's what the scout console is for. We should show you that next.
Ini kayak kita bakal apa?
Hey, who's giving this tour anyway?
Nah, ini ada
We
logo
also have the
kamera
scout console,
bolak-balik
if the
ya.
assignment
Ini
seems too tough to
logonya
handle
Wii
solo.
U loh. Jadi kalau kalian main di Wii U
Elma
bisa
just said
pindah
that,
dari
didn't
TV
she?
ke controller. Ini masih ada logonya loh.
Hey,
Males banget Nintendo bikin kayaknya. Nah, kamera gua nutup. Kalau nggak salah yang Wii di versi Wii U-nya nggak ada petunjuk kayak begini deh. Jadi bingung kita mau kemana kalau versi
Ta-da!
Wii U
The
ya.
Blade Scout console. When the going gets tough, the tough go to the Scout console. You know, to get tougher.
If you do end up joining us,
Di
you'll quickly
channel
realize
streaming
just
sebelah
how
malah
important
ada
this little
yang
kiosk
iklan.
is. A lot of the mission control assignments are too much for any one Blade to handle.
Gua
They tend to call
live
for
di
multiple
dua
members with
platform ya.
specialized knowledge or unique
Satu
skills.
di platform
This console lets you
satu
search
ini.
for
Wah,
and
bisa
recruit
disebutin
other
ya?
Blades to
Caranya
fill
gimana
those
ya?
roles for just such an occasion.
Apa gua taruh di
You
bio
can't
ya?
spell Blade without team. Sort of.
Boleh nggak sih
Anyway,
TikTok nyebut
awesome, right?
platform lain nih
So,
yang
you ready to join
platform
up?
streamer yang
Hang
dari
on,
huruf
Lynn.
T.
Take it easy, would you?
What?
The wait.
I'm just saying, you'd have to be some kind of an idiot not to want to join Blade. Or
kalau di
maybe
tweet,
a crazy
Yang
person.
lihat bule-bule ini malah iklan
Oh,
apaan nih?
and here I thought you might be pressuring
Gua
our
nggak mau baca.
guest.
Sorry, I can read about that
Apology accepted.
because you're
Now, How
Apa
about a
tuh?
little shopping?
Reklame in
And
my
I'm not talking
channel.
about the stuff over in the commercial district. I'm talking about
Nggak
Armory
ngerti bahasa
Alley.
Inggris bang. Musiknya enak banget. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Gue jadi pengen nyoba Xbox gua di stream kayak begini.
So this
Cuman
street's what we call Armory Alley.
nyopot-nyopotin kabelnya lagi tuh males.
Blades can
Kalau
requisition
Switch gue punya
equipment from
2
any of the
device,
vendors
jadi
here.
gampang
I won't
aja
lie.
pindah-pindahin.
Most Blade members face danger on a daily basis. Having the latest gear isn't about impressing your friends. It's a matter of survival.
True enough. And that goes not only for your personal armor and weapons, what we call ground gear, but for skell equipment as well.
You can even buy whole skells. Can you imagine owning your own skell? Huh? Oh, right, the door. I think all that's left is the heart of Blade itself. Blade Tower. So yeah, Blade Tower. When we come here, it's usually to stop by Blade HQ. The higher-ups, like Secretary Nagi and Commander Vandam, will spend most of their day here. The government leaders, too. They're based in the tower. Guys like our new Director General Maurice Chosan, for example.
Blades sometimes report to the leadership here after we finish key assignments. You'll want to remember this place.
And that about does it for our tour. So, what do you think? Pretty amazing setup, right? You can't wait to join Blade, right?
Okay, Lynn, seriously, that's enough. We're not here to make a sales pitch. We just want you to have all the facts so you can make an informed decision to join us, or not. Now that you've seen where and how we work, hopefully it made a good impression, but your decision will be just that, your decision. In any case, let's head back to the barracks. Secretary Nagi will be waiting.
Muter-muter aja perasaan gue udah tadi. Udah dapat belet belum sih gue? Kenapa nggak bisa masuk dari sini gue ya? Apa dari sini kan? Nggak bisa juga dong.
Hey. Honey, we're home.
Yes, very amusing.
Who wants a fresh cup of tea?
Thank you, Ms. Gu, but I can't stay long. I just wanted to pass along a request from your commanding officer.
Commander Vandam? Does it have anything to do with our new arrival?
Correct. He stopped by while you were out on your tour. He said he'll come back, but that I shouldn't wait to ask you.
Here we go. I bet I can guess.
You probably can. He wants to fast-track our new friend here for blade duty with a training assignment. What in the hell are we waiting
Jam
for?
berapa sekarang? Oh, belum.
As he put it.
The commander does have a way with words.
Makes even my pitch sound smooth.
I explained about the memory issues, but he didn't see it as a problem. And to be honest, given our current need for Blade recruits, I can't say I entirely disagree.
Hey, it's not me you need to convince. Blade service is voluntary, remember?
Of course, and I would never force or coerce anyone. Well, friend, what do you say? Can we count on you to do your part? I knew you'd make the right choice. Welcome to the organization. Elma, she can start on your team. You'll begin training immediately.
Yes, Mr. Secretary. With pleasure.
All right. Welcome to the Cool Kids Club.
Now then, let's discuss that training assignment. We've decided to start you out on a probe installation, just to get your feet wet.
I guess we should back up a bit. Here in New LA, we're using a specialized computer system called Frontier Nav to help us deploy a sensor grid across Mira. A network of data probes that allows us to monitor conditions and collect all kinds of information about the planet.
Expanding that grid and filling in the blind spots is one of Blade's highest priorities. Here, take a look at this. What you're seeing on screen is a terrain map that includes New LA and the surrounding landmass. As you can see, we've divided the area into a series of hexagonal blocks. We call these blocks segments. Together, they form our grid. We determined this was the most efficient pattern, given the limited range of our probes. Based on it, we know exactly where we need the probes to go. Now we just have to install them.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. The Frontier Nav probes can also detect the general locations of living things in the vicinity, which comes in handy if we need to track down a Blade or another citizen.
Yes, quite handy indeed. So for this first exercise, you'll be heading here, to that white segment. Go there, install the data probe, and then come back home.
Oh, kameranya mirror.
Got it. East of the city.
In that case, we can take the east gate out of the administrative district, right? We should be there in no time.
I'll leave the details on the data probe installation procedure to you, Elma.
Of course, Mr. Secretary. All right, you two, shall we?
Yeah! Training or not, let's go install the hell out of that probe!
Itu apaan tadi? Gue nggak bisa lihat chat TikTok. Soalnya ketutupan sama game preview ya. Jadi nggak tahu gue nih harus kemana. Tadi apa kata jenderalnya ya?
Man, am I glad we pulled an assignment to the east of the city this time. It'd be a long walk all the way back over to the west gate.
Hold on. Are we even sure
Dari
the
tadi
East Gate will
ngobrol
be
mulu
open?
ini game.
Last I heard, it was
Gua
still
pengen
on lockdown from all
fightingnya
the
gitu
high-level
loh.
indigen activity.
Ini baru main ya.
It was,
Lama
but they just
banget.
lowered the threat level earlier today. The gates are officially open for business. One of our teams must have gone out there and kicked some furry indigen butt,
Kalau
huh?
skip nanti gua nggak tahu jalan ceritanya. Ini apa lagi sih guys?
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Irina's team is one of our best.
How does she know Irina and Gwen?
We ran into them just before we met up with you. They were on their way out to an
Kalau
assignment.
enakan main Switch bisa begitu.
Well, then that settles it.
Controller
It
gini
must have been them, right?
santai main. Iya nggak?
Man, forget
Berasa
this
main
amateur
Wii.
hour pro baloney.
Wii.
Those guys are where the
Main
action's
Wii.
at.
I'll try not to take that personally. But enough talk. We've got our mission to deal with. Let's head out.
Roger. That probe isn't gonna install itself. Let's get to the East Gate, shall we?
Nah ini keluar biar lawan monster gitu loh. Dari tadi ngobrol mulu. Ada kali 1 jam ngobrol doang nih game. Ini disuruh kemana ya? Dan apa gimana ya? Maaf. Oh, model mapnya kayak begini. Kebiasaan Xbox. Suka salah pencet gua. Jadi kalau kalian main Xbox sama Nintendo Switch ketuker A, B, X, Y. L, Y, show this. L apaan? Oh. Ini tracking. Nah, kan salah pencet lagi, malah A yang gue pencet. Show navigation. L, Y, show plus. Ih. Bener-bener nggak ada guideline. Ada kayak garis petunjuk gitu, suruh jalan kemana. Apa pakai item kali ya? LDS show destination cuma begini doang. Place marker hot region intel. Nah lu apa nih? Exposure card apa nih? R plus marker. Oh benar-benar gak ada dong. Dunia luas banget tuh. Ini game Nintendo Switch. Wow, apa itu gede banget. . Waduh. Apa itu?
What the hell happened here? You don't think that one Sinicula could have killed all these simius?
Unless...
Nah,
Unless...
akhirnya
What?
apa nih?
This is bad.
What's bad? I don't follow you.
That Sinicula. It's a tyrant.
Huh? But it looks just like any other Sinicula.
Think about it. Your typical simius is way higher up on the food chain than your typical Sinicula, right? Usually we'd find one simius standing over 3 or 4 Sinicula corpses. But here, the tables have been turned. And I don't see a single trace of any other indigents in the area. There's only one explanation. That Sinicula is a tyrant.
Let me check the Blade Report database. If there's a tyrant this close to the city, someone must have run across it.
Sumpah,
Bingo.
udah 1 jam
There was a
ini
Sinicula
game
tyrant
ngobrol.
sighted not too long ago.
Kalau
That was a couple
kalian
of
main
segments further
game
on.
ini ya, kuat-kuatinnya
They
dulu.
could have followed the blade
1
that
jam
spotted it
kebanyakan
towards New
ngobrol.
LA, or come here to
Daripada
feed, or who knows
petualangannya.
what.
That's crazy. I can't believe there's a tyrant right on our doorstep and HQ isn't doing a thing about it.
Well, don't forget why they sent us here in the first place. Frontier Nav's range is still limited.
Oh, right. They couldn't track it if there's no
Dari
local
tadi gue belum
probe. They
lawan-lawan
must have lost it when it went
monster
off the
loh.
grid.
Attack!
Whoa, whoa, whoa there, rookie. We're talking about a
Waduh,
tyrant.
amat.
Do you even
Tek.
understand what that means?
We should
Gue
probably
pengen lawan
explain.
monster dari tadi.
Tyrant is our term for any indigenous life form that falls outside of our usual threat ranking system. In other words, they're too powerful for us to even measure how dangerous they would be to take on.
And too powerful doesn't always just mean physically strong. If a creature has even a single especially nasty trait, it's classified as a tyrant.
Even some of Blade's very best teams have come back with serious injuries after running into a tyrant in the field. If they come
Ngomong
back at all.
dulu tadi. Serang udah serang. Serang, ayo kita serang. Unite, protect. There, unite. Protect lah.
As long as you understand the risks involved. Lynn,
Count me in. The same goes for everyone in New LA, but if we're gonna settle here on this planet, we're gonna have to get used to dealing with tyrants now and then. Besides, if I need to, I can always run away while it's busy chewing on one of you guys.
fair enough. But don't push it, okay? Either of you. If we can take it down, great, but if not, even just luring it away would be a moral victory.
Lama.
As long as we
Ngomong
buy
mulu
enough
tadi.
time to install the probe, we can use Frontier Nav to track it, or any other tyrant that comes this close to the city from now on. Just make sure you're ready before we attack. This will be tougher than anything else we've faced.
Sedih dari tadi. Nggak ada serang-serang juga. Padahal gue udah nyuruh attack. Nah ini apa nih? Main menu, party, ground gear, arts, glow. Coba ya, gue serang. Cutscene lagi. R plus J or A can change.
It didn't have to be like this.
Ajar!
Open fire! Cut it out!
Ah ini baru battle dari tadi udah 1 jam.
Shadow strike. Off balance.
Flame grenade!
Cuman sayangnya UI-nya ini benar-benar masih sama kayak Xenoblade. Iya, Xenoblade yang pertama. Violent dong.
That could have dented him. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
So I'm allowed to go all out?
Nah, karena
Feels like balance! Slide now!
Melee attack.
bener-bener pakai
Shadow
pencil.
strike.
Ah, Ninggoy.
Hang it down. We can lay it.
Early bird. I'm off balance. That put a dent in him. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Nggak dibangunin dong. Mending sekalian tag monster meninggoy. Woi bangunin, ampun. Game over ini.
That put a dent in him. Move in and keep the rhythm going. Now,
Wah NPC ya parah
I
banget.
have to stay
Nah,
in
ya
this.
tadi.
Help me.
Apa Violet? Ya. Rupanya susah. Nah, coba. Party Frontier. Auto set aja lah. Dia meninggoy. Salah. Auto set. Confirm. Gimana caranya ya? Upgrade chrome armor, Sealed edge, flame grenade. Upper hand TP. Timnya bener-bener nggak ada yang bisa nge-heal. Terus gimana pakai item? Mana ada skill? Kunci semua lagi. Nah lu. Kenapa skillnya pada kekunci semua? Kelas. Gak bisa dong. Voice. Art. Benar-benar kosong. Sekali lagi, kalau kalah lagi, udah mau buka puasa masalahnya. Gas, lari. Kenapa nggak bisa nge-heal ya? Coba lagi. baru pengen fighting, udah meninggal duluan. Level gue masih level 4 lagi. Apa grinding dulu aja kali ya? Monster level berapa sih? Nggak lihat gue tadi level berapa deh.
Hope it's not small, too.
Pala.
Open fire!
Level 5 berarti. Gak usah.
Flame grenade! Chrome armor.
I owe you one.
Cheers. Fire carnival!
Agak ada pistolnya.
Use an aura. Get control of the battle.
Aura tuh control. Nggak ngerti.
That's a stamina. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Flame grenade!
Shadow strike.
Wild snake!
item.
Scream edge down. We can play it.
Upper hand. Appreciate this puff. Touch me up.
Ah, ini mah. Ini gue lagi nih mah.
Shadow strike.
Wild round. Slide down. We can play it.
Ah, benar kan?
Melee attacks.
Gak benar ini, gak benar.
That put a dent in him. Move in and keep the rhythm going.
Apa beli item dulu kali ya? Dua kali nyoba, dua kali meninggal ini. Coba map Armor Valley, Blade Barak. Di mana beli item ya? Ini apa? Blade Barak. Armor Valley. Oh ini commercial district. Auto attack, art smelling, level healing in battle. Ya, kan bener, using item. Jadi beli itemnya di mana gitu?
Careful. Hey.
Oh ini weapon torso like weapon lah apa nih skill
Hey.
Am I right?
oh, beli heal potionnya di mana?
Am I right?
Hey.
I can feel myself getting stronger.
Oh. Kalau nemu tempat baru dapat EXP juga deh ya. Evangelion.
Hey.
Nah, cara ke kota itu mungkin naik evaluat apa lift yang tadi.
Hey.
Kayaknya gua harus baca guideline dari orang deh. Gimana beli healing itemnya. Pada meninggoy mulu, udah 2 kali meninggoy. Ini jalan-jalan ke kota aja dulu. Jalan-jalan ke kota, kita cari di mana ini jual item. Ini siapa nih uang?
Hey, listen.
How's it going?
Masih di sini juga. Kotanya luasnya banget. Wah, gede banget kotanya. Waduh, nyasar. So much shortcut sampai reward plus hold nggak ngerti gua. Kayaknya emang harus lihat review orang dulu deh. Ini escape sini nggak bisa fast travel lagi. Udah dulu aja deh. Mau buka.
Great.
Oh, ini online. Material market. Will become available after connecting them. Oke. Save aja dulu. Sini deh. Udahan dulu, mau buka.